In the world of superpowers, there's one thing we can all agree on. Lightning users are freaking awesome. For nothing is more overpowered than being fast enough to one-shot any opponent. Killua Zoldyck, the lightning-fast hunter of Hunter x Hunter. And Zenitsu Agatsuma, the thunder-breathing demon slayer. I make these and it's my job to go over their origin and skills to see who would win in this episode of The Debate Club. Welcome, one and all, to a world full of adventure and mystery. In a world where about 95% of the map is uncharted territory full of the meanest and hostile things alive. Only a few types of people are qualified to adventure around freely. These hunters are the most elite people known to man. From adventurers to martial artists and even cold-blooded assassins like the middle child of the Zoldyck assassin family, Killua.
My name's Killua.
Hi, I'm Gon!
Being born in the Zoldyck family, Killua was always destined to be a killer. I mean, he's only 2 letters off. His training was not a pretty one. While he was trained in multiple ways to kill someone, he was also tortured more times than not from his own family. But all this did was build up Killua into an unstoppable force of nature, capable of killing multiple people in the blink of an eye. By being exposed to multiple types of venom, he's become immune to poisons.
Yeah. Poison doesn't work on me. Sorry.
Oh, I see.
And thanks to some controlled shocks, he gained resistance to electrocution. He can also turn his fingers into sharp claws. I didn't know being an assassin meant you can do that. You think they pulled his fingers like some sort of weird torture method? You think that's how girls get their nails long? Or perhaps it's something more. After his training was complete, Killua ran from home and decided to become a hunter. That's where he met his soon-to-be bestie, Gon Freaks. And the two would take the hunter exams to rise the ranks and hunt for... what exactly do hunters hunt for? Well, according to the former chairman of the Hunter Association, Isaac Netero, a hunter must always be hunting for something. That means anything from treasure, beasts, and even people to some extent. And they also get free reign to travel basically anywhere around the world. Almost anywhere. But seeing as Killua didn't really have a place or thing he wanted to hunt, he joined Gon's journey to find his dad. And in their journey they came across the mystical powers all hunters utilize. Nen. Nen is spiritual in nature and everyone possesses it in the world of Hunter x Hunter. While some lie dormant forever within, some can have theirs unlocked by natural causes or by other Nen users unlocking it for you. Nen acts differently for each user, typically pertaining to one's personality or trait, etc. In Killua's case, his Nen allows him to form electricity from his own aura to boost his power and speed. This would make him a transmuter, or one who can transform their aura into other things. But I prefer the name Killua gives it. Godspeed. God, what a cool name. And it fits because unless your reflexes are peaked, chances are Killua's probably already killed you 100 times over before you even know what was going on. Like when he uses his whirlwind technique, where he brushes you with punches and kicks so fast and powerful, it's like getting put into a lightning shredder, or an electric slapshot. Boom! Butt salad. But if zapping fools and ripping their hearts out doesn't suit his fancy, Killua also has a yo-yo that weighs around 50 kilograms. What the hell is a kilogram? Oh right, American. Well, let's just convert that, and that's around 110 pounds. Whoa, that's quite the arm. I wonder if the dog he's walking is an Akita Inu. What? Oh, right, American. And an American Bulldog? Oh, that's adorable. He's strong enough to rip off heads, and even precise enough to rip someone's heart out of their bodies without the target even knowing. And there's a time he opened this door. So? Well, this is the Zoldyck testing door, a door that weighs over 64 tons. That's around 32,000 pounds. God damn! I would hate to be their doorman. He's so skilled that he and Gon entered a tournament and went match after match, one-shotting every opponent they went through. I mean, in Killua's case, it's more literal. He's defeated hunters and even chimera ants, who are mutated bug people, and even went toe-to-toe with chimera ants like Yopi and Shiafu. who are pretty much bodyguards for the king, who is a scary green bud man bent on world domination. His most useful arsenal is speed, as shown in this chase scene. He's seen outrunning this weird bike lady for a good while. Assuming the speed of this bike form is that of the fastest motorcycles known to man, this means Killua can keep up to pace 3,500 miles per hour. And then here we see Killua zooming past an entire acre of forest in well under 2 seconds. This forest looks to be at least a mile long. To be able to travel that distance in that short amount of time, Killua would have had to be traveling well over 1,800 miles per hour. But he was carrying someone, so it's most likely he can go even faster. I mean, he can move so fast he can create after images, but if the moment does call for it, or if the enemy is annoying enough, he can enter into a state called Assassin Mode. In this mode, he's more focused and even deadlier than before, but he usually saves those for those extra special victims. But perhaps this selective nature might lead to Killua underestimating his opponents, and has at times led him to getting caught off guard. He's also trained to end fights quickly, so any prolonged battle isn't exactly his forte. And remember, the lightning he produces is real to an extent, so it still puts a burden on him. While he is resistant to pain, that doesn't mean he doesn't take damage. He's still, at the end of the day, a 12-year-old. But I suppose that would be a problem if he wasn't a super-powered hypersonic expert killer. So if you come across him and his eyes grow cold and focused, don't bother running, because you're probably already dead.
You use Nen and you die. Make a sound and you die. If you understand, close your eyes.
Too many, life can be filled with challenges. Let those be the troubles we face day to day, or complete and utter despair. And no plight was as pitiful as that of one Zenitsu Agatsuma. And by pitiful, I mean really sad. I mean, for starters, he was an orphan. Later on in life, he married to a girl who died. But then he later married again to a girl who ended up leaving him for another man, leaving poor old Zenitsu with a broken heart and a shit ton of debt. Women. Man, God must really hate him. Or perhaps it's simply God's way of giving him character development. Trust me, I know. But when all seemed lost, Zenitsu was taken in by an old man named Jigoro Kuwajima, who not only took him in but even paid off his debt in full, giving Zenitsu a fresh start in life. Ever so grateful, Zenitsu decided to study under Jigoro's wing. As you see, this wasn't any old man. He was the Thunder Hashira of the Demon Slayer Corps. The Demon Slayer Corps specializes in, well, slaying demons. They train with swords made of scarlet crimson, using special breathing techniques to form attacks that mimic the very elements of the world. Though not being actual elemental manipulation, their effects do actually make it seem as such. In the case of Jigoro, he specializes in the thunder breathing technique. This style specializes in moving with the swiftness and precision of lightning. Zenitsu was trained tirelessly day in and day out alongside his fellow student Kaigaku, but he wasn't the most studious. While he did promise the old man he would learn the style, he could only ever do one technique. Just one? After all that training, he can only do one? Well, he's also frequently known to be a total wuss and completely neurotic at times. During one of his training days, he climbed up a tree because he was afraid that he would be trained to death. Then he was struck by lightning. So that's why his hair is yellow? Yeah. Okay, I hope you can understand why I'm feeling a little underwhelmed by this guy. You're telling me he's a lonely, cowardly loser who can't even learn more than one technique? Oh, and if he's too overwhelmed, he faints. Alright, let's just get this over with so I can work on the next vid. Which technique did you say he learned? This is the Thunder Breathing's first form, Thunderclap and Flash. Inspired by Aijutsu, or the art of the quick draw, Thunderclap and Flash specializes in zooming through an opponent so fast they don't even notice their heads have already been cut off. Being that Zenitsu only knows this one technique, his Gramps inspired him to harness it and master it to a godly degree. Just like in the words of Bruce Lee, I fear not the man who's practiced 10,000 kicks, but I fear the man who's practiced one kick 10,000 times. I mean, replace kicks with swords, and it's a perfect description for our little thunder breather. And while not really a breathing technique, his hearing is so good he can hear a person's heart, and can even tell if they're a demon or not. That's probably how he's able to fight asleep. Wait, how does that work? Probably some sort of sleepwalking? I mean, he doesn't remember what happens during that time, so probably. Do alarm clocks just not work when he's in this state? I have the same problem too. Oh my god. Do I have a secret dormant state and when I'm asleep too? That explains all the back pains I get when I wake up. Must be all that ass kicking I do. No, you just sleep crooked. It's like a question mark when you're asleep. But he didn't stop there. After his training, he joined the final selection. Basically a final exam Slayers take to become true professionals. By surviving in the demon-infested Mount Fujikane. That's where he met fellow demon slayer Tanjiro Kamado. Man, if I had a nickel for every electric-based character teamed up with a green-clad protagonist, I would have 2 nickels, but it's weird that it happened twice. Oh, and Inosuke. What the hell is an Inosuke? With a dynamic trio set, they set off on an adventure to slay demons and help Tanjiro revert his sister back into a human. Oh right, Tanjiro has a demon sister. That doesn't seem to bother Zenitsu though. While he's not able to learn any other styles, Zenitsu has created different variants of the first form. Like the 6 and 8 fold styles, which is his first form but repeated 6 or 8 times in quick succession. And then there's the one where he reaches, and I quote, godlike speed. Or Godspeed for short. But how fast is Godspeed? Let's find out! Math? We can see that at his full speed, Zenitsu is seen flying past what can only be the entire entertainment district, and about what I can only assume is his full power. While there's no concrete way of knowing how big the district is, we can make a comparison to the Yoshiwara district. The district itself is well around 266 meters long from one end to the other. And he is seen zigzagging around the place. It's likely that he's making trips back and forth in fractions of a second. So in the time he goes back and forth, would have mean that he's traveling 1100 miles per hour, and he's able to keep that up for a whole minute. But for his best, we must look forward to the time he faced off against his former classmate Kaigaku, who not only knew all other thunder breathing techniques except first form, but he's also a demon. Against someone who by all means should be his superior, Zenitsu pulled out his very own thunder breathing form, Form 7 Flaming Thunder God, which is an attack far faster, much more stronger, and forms a freaking thunder dragon. I don't care what anyone says, nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever beat a thunder dragon in terms of awesomeness. He's fought multiple demons, including a spider demon who poisoned him, fought inside a demon train, got up after being thrown through a building, fought while poisoned again, and even took on not one but 2 different Upper Moon demons in separate occasions. This is huge considering that in order to be recognized as a high level Hashira, you must be able to slay an Upper Moon demon. Not too bad for someone who's a total dork when he's awake. Oh right, I forgot to mention that in his fight against Kaigaku, he was completely awake for the entire fight. It just goes to show how far he's come. But his breathing style isn't without its downsides. For one, out of all the styles, thunder breathing is the most taxing on the body, as in you have to put your entire body and blood into each strike. This could be dangerous, as in too much use will eventually break him down physically, so no prolonged battle for him. Wait, hold on, something's off. If Zenitsu was traveling as fast as you say he was, how the hell did Inosuke catch up? Is Inosuke just as fast as Zenitsu? Is he a thunder breather also? Probably not. There is only one thunder breather capable of such hidden badassery, and his name is Zenitsu Agatsuma.
Everything that Gramps taught me, all the time and effort he spent, it wasn't for nothing.
Alright, it's time! Both contestants are ready, and it is time to put the debate to rest. Why did they have to put me on Demon Guard watch? I mean, who knows what kind of stuff are out? No! Huh? Wait, that was just a kid? How could you be that fast?
I'm gonna go now.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop.
You don't want this. Okay, he's fast. But I'm smarter.
Thunder breathing, first form, thunderclap and flash.
Alright, I guess I'll take it a bit more serious.
Thunder breathing. First form. Thunderclap and flash. Sixfold.
Alright, he's gonna be a problem, but I'll take that sword out of his hand.
Focus. Concentrate. Listen. Thunder breathing. First form. Godlike speed. Seventh form. Flaming Thunder God! What? An apparition? But where's the real one?
Now you can sleep. Forever.
Damn, talk about heart-wrenching. Is that gonna be the finishing pun? Shut up! This matchup was, at first glance, pretty one-sided, but surprisingly both Killua and Zenitsu were closer than you can think. For example, Zenitsu's hearing would cancel out any and all stealth that Killua had. Both have fought a plethora of beings that possess superhuman strength, and when it comes to speed, they were coincidentally around the same ballpark. Sure, Killua was slightly faster by 700 miles, but it's no stretch to say that these aren't even their full speeds. But this is where Killua starts taking most of the wins. For one, Killua pushing back the Zoldyck door means that the power is so vast that all Killua has to do is land one good hit. But in Zenitsu's defense, his mastery of Thunderclap and Flash would make it a bit difficult. But that very same move is actually what did Zenny in. Let me explain. Thunder breathing, as in the case for other breathing styles, has a tendency of taking a toll on the user. Hell, godlike speed basically busts Zenitsu's legs apart. That's why his mastery of this style is important. Against a seasoned assassin like Killua, Zenitsu would be putting even more strain on himself, weakening himself enough for Killua to find an opening and take the kill. And with how precise he can be, it was only a matter of time. Sure, both can take a beating, but unlike Zenitsu, Killua was trained to resist pain all his childhood, so having a limb cut off wouldn't really slow him down, since he has 300 appendages to work with, and nothing was gonna save Zenny when Killua goes all murder mode. And with how matched their speeds were, it would be like the deadliest game of tag that Zenitsu was never gonna win. Well, Godspeed, Zenitsu. Alright, that's a good one. My heart goes out to you. Oh, god damn it! The winner is Killua Zoldyck.
Don't ever show your dirty face in front of us again.
Alright, who's next?